When is cash more risky than investing? Investment income is the return you get for taking risks. Investing is more risky than leaving it in the bank, isn't it? If you're managing millions of dollars for a city budget, taxpayer money, you have a responsibility to be careful, and they also expect you to be smart. In this video, I'll explain facts that city council and city management probably won't think of, but it's not their job to know this stuff, it's yours. I'm going to tell you what you may already know, but connecting the dots, synthesizing ideas that aren't normally related, I hope you find this both surprising and valuable to know. If you're responsible for your city's cash and investments, this video is for you. City investing always starts with prioritizing safety of principle. Safety, liquidity, and yield, in that order, are how we prioritize what we do with taxpayer money. If you have an investment policy, it says this. We also never bounce a check. Our city reputation as stewards of taxpayer money means we will earn trust by acting responsibly. Don't we all keep just a little extra in checking just to be safe? Investing that cash, we never put taxpayer money at risk. We never risk principal. We don't put it in anything that can lose value. Their money is safe with us. Cities have to avoid another preventable loss. We never want to sell an investment at a loss, so cash flow planning is crucial. We have to make sure we always have sufficient liquidity. The worst time to have to sell an investment is when market values have decreased, which could mean selling at a loss. Now, yield and risk are related. We get a low return for low risk and only get high return for high risk, which also means risking loss. Leaving money in checking seems the no risk, no return way to go, doesn't it? Cities have no choice but to maintain large balances in their checking accounts for a couple of reasons. First, there are outstanding accounts payable and payroll checks and debt service payments, which could amount to why we have several $1 million in checking at any given time. Secondly, it's important to keep a margin of error for contingencies. Cities have no choice but to field whatever life deals out. Natural disasters, economic downturns, unexpected repairs, or overtime for police and fire. A city that aims to have a positive credit rating or a reputation for reliability and trustworthiness must work to earn it and keep it. Now, I'm keeping this simple. Most cities also keep liquidity in a government investment pool, which serves as a money market account, getting a little interest with next day access. And I know all you overachievers know that. But what makes cash in the bank safe? There are two things to consider: FDIC insurance and the strength of the bank. The FDIC insures our bank deposits up to $250,000. However, if you have $10 million in the bank, its safety is not guaranteed by the federal government. The bank's assets must be more than sufficient to always be able to cover demand. And isn't that because the federal government has rules for the bank? Here's a hypothetical bank balance sheet. Remember, our bank accounts, our taxpayers' money, are liabilities of the bank. The bank's assets consist of receivables from loans and its own cash and investments. Consider this oversimplified bank. We put $4 million on deposit in the bank, and if it's got $1 million on hand, on demand, and it's created loans of $5 million so it can make money, it technically has $2 million in equity. Sounds fine, right? But capitalization isn't everything. What if $2 million is demanded in checks to clear? The bank only has $1 million on hand. It wouldn't have sufficient liquidity. Now let's add one more thing. Banks are required as part of their cash reserves to keep part of their cash in solid investments. In my imagination, a bank could have $10 million in equity and $8 million invested in U.S. Treasuries. That's called collateralization. Your bank's deposits are backed by safe investments in the federal government. They could sell those. They're both safe and liquid. You'd hope they could do it without taking a loss, but the point is that it's up to the bank to cover your deposits. You need to know the statutes in your state. In my home state of Washington, banks are only required to collateralize 50% of public deposits. There are other safeguards, but the point is really know your state's laws and understand federal government backing. The U.S. government is globally recognized as a benchmark for safety and security. Investors worldwide put their money in U.S. Treasuries when they prioritize safety. Problem is, Only $250,000 of your money in checking is guaranteed by FDIC when you may keep millions in checking. To deliver on the title of this video, consider this example. You've got $10 million in checking. The federal government guarantees the first $250,000 and the bank's balance sheet backs the rest of it. We can hope that the bank has sufficient capitalization and liquidity. But what if you're only keeping that big balance for safety? Withdraw $5 million from the bank and invest it in interest-bearing U.S. Treasuries. You just made your taxpayers' money safer. Why? Because the full faith and credit of the federal government guarantees Treasury bonds, and you earn fixed interest on your investment in U.S. Treasury bonds, a guaranteed return as well. To summarize, a portion of our checking account is secured by the full faith and credit of the federal government. However, the majority of our money's safety relies on a private corporation, the bank. By converting cash in the bank, even if it earns no interest, to investing in U.S. Treasuries and earning a certain interest, we increase both our safety and our yield. It's also prudent to diversify your investment maturity dates. Split up your portfolio into 60 pieces and you can have one treasury mature every month. And when it does, you either use the cash because you need it or you reinvest it. In normal times, buying maturities 5 years out in the future gets you more interest. Keep these points in mind as you explain city treasury management to non-financial city council members, city management, and citizens. It's important they see your understanding of the world of cash and investments. This will enhance your credibility and position you as a knowledgeable resource. I hope this video has given you some ideas to keep your taxpayers' money safe. I'd appreciate your feedback and comments as I consider future content, but I really hope this video reaches others who need it. Take action yourself by reviewing your agency's circumstances and how you evaluate risk, and be able to explain your own circumstances in your own words. In finance, our success lies in helping others succeed. This video aims to help you because it's your efforts in managing your city's investment portfolio that will contribute to the financial success of your city and make it a better place. Thanks for watching.